There was once a plan to build a flyover in Stroud, and I wondered if it might have been an idea way ahead of its time, or a completely crazy one, bearing in mind how awful the traffic around Stroud is. Back in 1965, people in the council offices were hatching a plan for a major Stroud bypass, codenamed the Slad flyover. Unlike today, you couldn't get from the Nailsworth or Cairnscross side of town to the A419 that heads out towards Chelford without having to drive through the town centre. The flyover was a proposed fix for this. Firstly, Merrow Walks was to be widened. The plan then gets interesting, or rather it gets tragic, as the idea was to demolish what's now the old police station at the end of Merrow Walks, along with the British School on the Slad road opposite. Taking a new road through the site of the old police station, it was to cross the existing Slad road, rising 20 feet on an elevated section that would have cut across what is now Locking Hill and the health centre, passing close to what was once the museum on Lansdowne, opposite the library, and on up between the new police station and St. Lawrence Church. The area between the church and police station is now a car park, as the photo shows. The road would then drop down and rejoin the A419, more or less where the new Cornhill section of road is. To facilitate the flyover and bypass, the council started buying up buildings that were in the path of the route. Some of these buildings were listed. They were then left empty, contributing to the general run-down look of Stroud back in the 70s. A public inquiry in 1976 put paid to the flyover idea and was instead replaced with what we all now know as Dr. Newton's Way, and the new road up to the police station called Cornhill. If you wanted to get to and from Bisley, you drove up the High Street. This was blocked off at the top as the High Street was later pedestrianised. So, in view of the current traffic problems, would the flyover have been a good idea or not? It would have funneled literally all the through traffic along Merrow Walks, which is now a major bottleneck. If it were wider and didn't have the businesses people turn in and out of like McDonald's and the car parks, I won't mention the bus station fiasco, it might be less congested, but there would still be too much traffic today for that stretch of road. The current Dr. Newton's Way bypass is perhaps the better idea, but traffic grinds to a standstill on it during the rush hour. Will the traffic ever improve in Stroud? Probably not. There's a lot of housing being built or proposed on the outskirts of Stroud, such as at Woolbridge, Brooksmore Mills, the Daniels Trading Estate, and housing by the new Lidl at Cairnscross. The old Brimscombe port is also earmarked for housing. The industrial units are currently being demolished on that site, and a housing development at Wimberley Mills, just up the road from it, is taking shape. This is all going to dramatically increase the traffic heading into and out of Stroud, especially during the morning and evening rush hours, and school run times.